poker face. Need the real you, let's communicate. What's your mama like? Was your daddy there? Who your role models? Are they dabbing now? Oh yeah, did you fall in line with the program? Or did you set out on your own plan? Drop the context, like the 808s. I'm on the island waiting for explosion. Once knew a white girl I walked from school with. All changed when the whole football team hit. Same year they won a state championship. She celebrated with her baby on her hip. Who the father? It's not me. It's not me. It can't be. Had a trip of cake in case it didn't sink. Couldn't let it skate around me and a roller rink. Damn, time flies when the blind take the lies, turn it to the gospel. Then they living by the eyes of the hospitable, make it miserable. Fall clears, put that thing on them, make it cyclical. Yo, they sick of you. 5 years later, eyes open wide, can't deny. Someone on the line across the other side, look behind, and it's you with the knife, trying to cut the line. Excuse that you need them in your life. So blind, Lord, why I does cry. My fear, don't try, trying to see, try to see. Took a break, now I'm back like I never left. If future is the king, I happily be the chef. Pussy got you whipped, got you mad out of breath. I whips her with a spoon, got a Joseph for the rest. Gotta play with the tempo, it was smooth in the intro. How'd you close in the outro? They look for more about you. You hit it with that petrol when you hoping for that fuego. Been searching coast to coast, VA to San Diego. So blind, Lord, why I does cry. My fear, don't try, trying to see, try to see.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Life's good.
Yes, sir. So welcome to It Gets Deep podcast. I'm your host, Toke, aka Cam, if you want to go by the government. I got my homies with me. I got OJ.
Just man, killer. OT.
OJ, you gonna say what up to the audience?
What's going on, y'all? I thought hey, what's up? What up, you two?
You got Darnell, you know what I'm saying? Got Darnell in the building. Darnell, you want to say what up to the crowd?
Yeah, OJ already did it, so he got me. So I figured, okay, shit.
He said what up. Now you need to say what up. Man, they come to see us, man. Let me hear y'all say something, man. Get some energy about y'all. Y'all talking about y'all ain't want to do the 20-minute segment. Because y'all want to get straight into the topic. Y'all ain't saying nothing, man.
Jump in this thing, man. It's popping.
Yeah, let's jump into it, man. So look, today we're going over sports culture, specifically within youth sports. I'm pretty sure all three of us have played sports in our youth. I played soccer, football, basketball, never played baseball, never played hockey. So, Darnell, I'm pretty sure. Y'all see he on the thumbnail, so he's been playing semi-pro. Yeah, that's Darnell on the thumbnail. Y'all didn't see it. Right next to Jim Harbaugh. That's our boy Darnell playing semi-pro football over there in Sweden or Norway. What was it? Norway?
I mean, I played in Norway, but we did go to Sweden though and got our asses waxed by the Stockholm. Like we got our asses beat by Stockholm, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It's crazy.
Hey, them fuckers came to play, man. I tell them boys, hey man, y'all better get y'all fucking mind right, bro, because they don't play on across that border.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah,
So,
me and Darnell, we played.
We played in Hawaii.
Yeah, we played almost every sport. Played basketball. We played rec league basketball. We played softball. We played semi-pro in Hawaii. Yeah, we've been on flag football. We've been on every team together.
I know, right? We've been on some team shit.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of sports, before we get into this, y'all know it's right before we get into the football season, NFL and NCAA included. You know, there's been some regulation changes. Y'all ever review those regulations?
Yeah. Well, you go ahead, Darnell. I know this is your big topic.
Are you referring to like the practices and whatnot?
Yeah, practices, coach limits, things like that.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. Them things change so damn much, bro. Like they change. Like I think literally every midterm, there's something going on. You know, somebody's saying that practices are too hard or there's something, man. I don't know, man. Like, and the thing is, like, I can't even. Hey, I do not have your what you sent, man. I don't have Apple.
Oh, that's fine. You don't need it. It's just all the stats and stuff. It's all the stats. Don't worry about it. You don't need it.
Okay.
Hey, if y'all in the chat, make sure y'all get at Darnell. He got a dang Samsung or some straight talk. I think it may be Cricket Wireless or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right, look. This is kind of like sticking to my crawl. All right, I think y'all need to differentiate Apple phones from Android. Because Android is not a phone. Android is an operating system. Yeah. All right, Samsung is the phones you need to be comparing Apple to. And but Samsung got way better phones than Apple. So
didn't I say Samsung? I'm pretty sure I said Samsung. I didn't say Android.
No, I'm just saying.
Am I tripping?
No, I'm saying no, you ain't tripping. I'm just saying okay. I know where you were getting at, and I'm trying to just set the record straight. Now these Samsung phones are way better than you fucking Apple users.
Hey, real quick,
they'll send you a deconstructed phone, and y'all will still buy it. If you have to buy the screen separately, y'all will still buy it.
Look. It's not that they better. It's more open source to use an Android operating system than an Apple operating system. Apple is not greater or lesser, and it's be honest with you, they run the same functionalities as an Android.
Oh yeah, talking, just texting, But
the only difference is the way it interfaces with the person.
No, that's not.
If you know how to use Apple products, it's like a different language. It doesn't translate over to Android products. You can still do the same amount of stuff that you do on Android with an Apple. You just have to understand the language.
That's the thing. Like, it's a lot more restrictive using iOS than it is Android. And then also, we talk about the actual phones themselves. Like, the Samsung phones outperform the Apple phones. Like, they got better camera, better battery life. Look it up,
bro. I literally have two. I have a Samsung and I have an iPhone.
Are they the same generation?
13. No.
Oh well, they're not the same generation. Then what are we talking about?
They're like a year apart.
Okay, but they're not the same generation. We're talking about two different things.
That's how the changes that come up. All right, that's a different conversation. That's
going to be the next one.
Let's get into the show.
He got an Android. Google Pixel.
That's a better phone.
Android, bro.
Bro, I might as well use a goddamn flip. I'll use a flip phone before I go back to damn Sidekick before I use an Apple phone.
All right, man. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for getting y'all delayed. Once again, I'm Cam, and this is the It Gets Deep podcast. Today we're gonna be talking about youth sports culture. So if you're looking to get your kid into a sport, we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of that. challenges they may face as far as other adults interacting with them, health issues, um, things like that. Things we saw when we grew up. Just based off my experience, I didn't play football in high school. I played basketball my senior year. But the first high school I went to, we had two kids that same year, within a week of each other, uh, die from heart failure. One died at home in the shower. The other died playing basketball at school. One of them I knew personally because I played football with him down in when it was in Powell. So yeah, this is a close subject for some of us because we know the risk we take playing sports, but the benefits kind of outweigh those risks. So we're gonna talk about that. You guys want to add something to add before I get into the statistics of that?
You can run it.
No, man. I mean, that's the thing. It's like with Bronny James, his cardiac arrest, and like it's becoming more and more common. I also think a lot of it stems from the substance use abuse. Not necessarily abuse, but everybody's trying to get an edge one way or another, and I think a lot of that stems from people just trying to outdo one another.
OJ?
Co-sign that. I mean, it's yeah. I think. Well, I would like to think that they take extra precaution. Talking about LeBron James, one of the greatest athletes to ever live, and you would say some of that correlates to his son. I mean, genetic makeup, genes, whatever the case may be. I would like to think, I would hope that he will be taking all precautions to make sure his son is in the best physical health, especially mental health, as well. Um, so, I mean, you got to think about it. That's the top of the top, whereas everybody else lying there when it comes down to strain in sports, especially if this is the gateway ticket to success, right? You count on your child to be the next big star basketball player, the next big star, whatever sport, fill in the blank. So it's tough.
Okay. Well, if you just joining us, thank y'all for joining us. Go ahead and hit that like button, share with your friends and family, get the conversation started. What's y'all experiences playing sports growing up? If you saw some experiences growing up, we want to hear from y'all in the comments. We'll add those comments we'll talk about those comments as we go through the show. So the first article we're going to talk about is we're going to go over some little topics about children as far as their activities throughout their childhood. So the average child spends less than 3 years playing a sport, quitting by the age 11. According to a 2019 survey by Project Play with the Utah State University Families and Sports Lab. To keep them in the game, many parents are opening their checkbooks in 2022. The average youth sports parent spends $883 on a one-child primary sport per season, according to a survey by Project Play in Utah State. The annual survey by the Sports and Fitness Industry Association in 2021 found that 24% of kids aged 6 to 12 from homes with 25,000 or less played sports on a regular basis, compared to 40% of kids from 100,000 plus homes. So, I mean, that's an important stat just due to the sense that based off how much more money you were making, it decided if your kid was going to stick into why is it like that?
A sport long term.
Yeah, sticking to a sport long term. And that may be because I think my belief is the more money you make, you have your kids focus on different opportunities. So that's academics, going to camps, internships, and those things, etc., versus focusing on sports, because we know the percentage of people that make it to the leagues are very low, like 1 or 2%. 2% is probably really, really high. So just parents knowing those statistics, they want them to focus on being something more productive in society, such as doctors, garbage men, electricians, things of that nature.
Yeah, I think that's around the age where you want your child to do something more lucrative. And you kind of, I think parents, when they're that small, it's fun to see them run around and kick a ball if it's soccer, or shoot the basket and completely airball it if it's basketball. But when it comes down to when they get a little older, man, I think it's honestly the parents' fault for not saying allowing their dreams to die, but forgetting that everything doesn't have to be about making the money. And it's really hard for me to say. We can dive deeper into that. You want your child to do something lucrative and to be able to, be in society and make money eventually. Try to find more of a career based thing. Like, okay, do more academics because that's what's going to get you to the next level. But also being active doesn't necessarily mean you need to be into a sport. You can that same parent can spend time with them and shoot basketball after, for 30 minutes to an hour later on in the day. Maybe we can always make time for things. I think that's the biggest thing about that.
Right. I agree with that. Darnell?
Well, I think as far as the age 11 goes, I think there's this thing called puberty that hits a lot of kids, and I think that can be a largely determining factor whether a child wants to continue a sport or not. We all grow at different rates, and some kids, they hit puberty earlier, so those are going to be the ones that beat out other kids for spots on these teams. And it becomes, I guess, kind of like a snowballing effect because they're picked for the teams in 7th and 8th grade. They're going to be the ones that continue playing in 9th, 10th, and 11th, 12th grade.
Gotcha.
And then also, as far as the money goes, I think it has more to do with having being stable. If I'm not worried about where my next meal's coming from, I can concentrate on becoming a better athlete. Honing my craft in a different sport. If you see the NBA nowadays, like back in like the 80s and 90s, it used to be guys from the country or from the hood, making it to leagues. You look at the league now, you got people from the suburbs. They're mainly. If you don't come from the suburbs, it's like you're almost not going to be able to play because you're not going to be on these AAU teams and these travel teams year round to be seen and to get the film out. So I think the money thing has to do with partly having the money to spend on the sport itself, and then the other half is the fact that they don't have to worry about the next meal. They have both parents at home. They have better education to begin with. So, they just have a better basis all around to live. So they're able to concentrate on the superfluous stuff like sports.
That's a good one. Yeah, I co-sign on that for sure.
So like you just said, as they get into high school, these are some of the reasons why they don't participate in sports anymore. They have schoolwork they have to do. Excuse me.
Okay, y'all. He can't read a little bit. It's okay.
So, National High School students said schoolwork was the biggest reason they didn't play. In the Astor Institute Community Youth Sports Survey, schools also listed as the number one reason in Harlem. 25% boys, 30% girls. In Mobile County, Alabama, 28% boys, 29% girls. In Seattle, King County, 46 boys, 56 girls. And in Hawaii, 46 boys, 50. And you see girls played a larger part of that. Girls focus more on academics while boys want to focus more on sports. And then the other reason, as you read down there a little bit further, was because they didn't offer other things like skateboarding, weight training, and things like nobody wants to just play a sport. They want to just exercise. Free play was the higher percentage of what kids wanted to do, and they didn't have those options. So this article isn't just necessarily based around sports. It's about kids being active.
Yeah.
So, also based around the pandemic. So after the virus hit, a lot of kids got back to riding bikes, got back to being back outside. They weren't on video games as much. A lot of people did go to YouTube, things like that. So this article is based off just after the virus hit. What was the reflections? Actually, it's before and after. So it kind of gives you those details.
Yeah, I think that's really big that you say that about. From my own experience, coming from a school where it was just basketball, football, track and field, and then moving to a school where they had wrestling, there was powerlifting, They had a tennis club. They had a golf club. And I'm like, man, like I knew these things existed, but to be able to actually be a part of these things, I mean, I wasn't a part of them, but to know there was an option, that's huge for kids. And you wouldn't see that in a low income school district.
Agreed. Yeah, you wouldn't see those, like you said, you wouldn't see those options because they wouldn't have the funding for it.
It's just not there.
I also think there's also an interest in it too. You know, like who really wants to see lacrosse in Alabama? Like you gotta be like,
oh man,
you never know, and that's the thing.
You never. Bro, Arkansas got a rugby team, so it's a
I bet you that's a club sport.
That's in college.
Sport. I mean, it's like it's a club sport. It's like JV for college. Like it's a club sport, right? It's not
okay. You
know what I'm saying? Like a lot of places, like for instance, where I came from, right, had a fucking water sports team, and they were like an 18-time national championship. I'm like, who the hell they play? Because who else is doing this? It's like they're national champs by default.
Can you tell the audience where you're from?
Say what?
Can you tell the audience where you're from?
From Louisiana.
I mean the other place.
Don't worry about the other place. All right.
Come on, tell the audience, man. They don't know.
Don't worry about that. Hey, man, look, bro. I ain't trying to have anybody look me up and try to figure out, steal my identity. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I need somebody to steal my identity, bro. I need a fresh start.
How about we trade?
Hey, all you gotta do is,
bro.
All you gotta do is say it online.
Right? Back child support. You can have that shit.
Hey, Darnell, what was your first call?
Hey, don't worry about that.
Oh,
let's get into some controversy, man. Let's get into some rough stuff. Come on, let's spice this thing up. We agreeing too much, man.
Yeah, we're agreeing too much. I'm putting the stats out there, but we're gonna get into the main topic. Let's just get straight into the main topic, right? Y'all know who Baby Gronk is, right?
Yeah.
Darnell brought him up in the chat. It was my first time ever hearing about it. I don't really follow sports as much as y'all do. I stay informed a little bit. So this is my first time hearing about Baby Gronk and just hearing the story. It's just like, that's pretty typical. That's like when I saw what his dad was doing, it really made me think of the Williams sisters. It made me think of Michael Jackson dad, or you know what I'm saying? Like he's putting on opportunity for his kids. So do y'all think what he was doing? No, better yet, we gonna play the video. Yes, we can play a video this time.
Oh, wow.
So if y'all in this motherfucking room, we can play video this time.
Hey, we got 3 monetized, but we still here.
I ain't holding my breath, y'all. These videos typically don't work. So
oh no, it's gonna work. hey, it's gonna work. How much you bet? How much you bet it's gonna work?
Hey, bro, I got faith in Cam, bro. I got faith in Cam.
I've been working through this, man.
I will not hold my breath.
Oh, don't worry. It's gonna work. And while I'm getting this video queued up, R.I.P. to Bob Barker. You know he died a few days ago.
I thought he been dead, bro. I didn't. I thought he been dead, bro. I'm like, hold on. I had to look it up again. I thought he died already.
I had to look it up too.
So, man,
you know, one of the
hey, bro, he ain't go over either, bro. That motherfucker died at 99. He did not go over.
Echo.
Yeah, there's an echo now.
It's a crazy echo.
I don't hear it.
Can you? Hello? Yeah, I hear it.
That's you.
Yeah, it's you, OJ. Oh, me
that's
too.
you too.
No, it ain't.
Yeah.
Maybe your volume too high. Turn your volume down.
Hello.
All right. Let's not lose people here.
Sorry, y'all.
All right. So this video is coming from the Young Turks channel. I'll put the link to the full video down there. We're gonna look at 3 segments inside of here, and then we'll talk about it. I don't want to play the whole video because it's 5 minutes long. Yeah.
Him is the real question.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna punch him in. Ask that again, bro. Say,
Man,
Bro,
what
I
kind
don't
of question
like that.
is
Hold
that?
on.
You see my Instagram? Say that. Ready? Let's go. All right,
Hey,
go
baby.
ahead.
Hold on. Hold up. Stop the whip.
Bro, that kid real name is Madden, bro.
What was I just
That's
doing?
crazy.
Oh.
You name your kid after a video game.
Hold up.
I mean, I gotta realize
Let me. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay.
people are crazy. I mean, people crazy. And name my child baby.
Look at my Instagram.
The internet did its thing with Baby Gronk, but now there's a feud brewing with former NFL superstar Gronk, as in Rob Gronkowski.
It's all a circuit. It's all a circle, and some people don't see that circle. It's a system.
Jake San Miguel, Baby Gronk's father, will go anywhere that allots him time and a microphone. Gronkowski has joined a chorus of former athletes who do not agree with San Miguel's tactics.
4 weeks ago, my brother told me, I was like, yo, did you see Baby Gronk yet? He goes, did I see him? I go, his dad hit me up 500 times already. He goes, don't do anything with him. The dad is so annoying. And then this was like 5-6 weeks ago. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, it's coming out everywhere.
Everyone dropping
and my
it.
brother are dying laughing. We're like,
Yes, bro.
Ex-NFLers Will Compton and Taylor Lewan, a bussin' with the
All right, so
boys,
that's the first
got
clip. That's the first clip. Let me fast forward because I ain't about to. Like I said, we ain't about to watch this whole thing.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, so you see so many platforms with his acting, sports. I mean, if you have a child that has a talent, most parents want to exploit it. And it's just a draw to, I mean, I can say the look of the draw, but it's, what would you call it? It's exploited, right? You're taking your child has a talent, you want to use it. But in this case, it looks, you're oh man, what's the difference between any celebrity who, or any TikToker who does crazy videos to get famous? Or something? I don't know.
Yes, exploiting your child.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
mean,
saying, do you think it's exploiting your child? Because I think you can still relate the same thing as when people have their kids working in grocery stores or helping them with their businesses. You can get the tax write-off for them and things like that. But now you see the laws are starting to change where if you have a kid under 12 and you got them working, you gotta have them a check. So you got these YouTubers that doing the same thing where you got these toy review channels.
what's the difference? Name any childhood star and then say that their parents hadn't exposed them. They all have.
That's, I mean, some may not have. Maybe they just wanted the best interest. They wanted the best thing for the kids. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think we have to actually observe the behavior behind it as what is exploiting. I mean, are you exploiting them for your interest, or are you exploiting them because you see the greatness in your child and you want them to be great?
Well, I do think that San Miguel definitely is living vicariously through his son.
Okay.
This,
See,
like that's
that would
like
be
this
exploiting.
isn't talking about in his best interest. Like if it's in his best interest, he would not be on these talk shows, on these podcasts at all. He'd just be playing ball. And that's it.
Right.
And not only that, he'd be playing other sports other than just football. Because
He only
that's
plays
how
football?
kids get burnt out. That's how kids get disinterested. You know, and that's how people get injured by playing the one sport for so long. That's why you see like injuries for instance, in the NBA. A lot of these guys only play basketball since middle school, and they don't work any other muscle group. They're working the same muscle groups time and time and time again, and you wonder why they rupture their Achilles at 24. Time and time again, and you have to diversify your bases.
Hold on, Darnell.
And
Who if somebody got something playing in the background? Why is it echoing? If y'all got YouTube or something, turn the volume down. Y'all good? All right, go ahead, Darnell.
now we're good.
Yeah. I think so. We're gonna see if
Damn, I
echo
lost my
again.
train of thought, man. But Yeah, like I said, like San Miguel was living through his son. Like anything he's doing is not constructive. You know, he's spamming athletes, trying to get his son out there. And the thing is, you saw in the clip, right? He's literally feeding his son lines, not his thoughts.
Yeah.
His son does not want to be there at all. By his body, but I can tell, like by his body language, you can see that he doesn't want to be there.
Okay. All right. Let's watch the next segment of the video.
Bussin' with the boys on the Barstool Sports Network. He DM'd Luan 3 times asking of availability and location. That's when Compton said enough.
We have to step in the pantry and have a much needed conversation. This is for baby Gronk's father. You are not coming on Bussin' with the boys. I personally disagree with what you're doing. What I think is that you're exploiting your son for social clout, status, fame, money, and to fill a void that you couldn't fill on your own. I think this is all about you. You're hiding behind all this nonsense that it's not about you, and you're building him a bank account for a safety net. He's gonna be a millionaire by the time he's a senior in high school. Yank.
And he didn't hold back one bit.
You're nothing but like a con artist running a pyramid scheme on the internet, claiming that your career is like Boobie Miles. What? Midland took Boobie's career. You just didn't make it. This has gotta stop. This is insane.
To add some humor to it, when these messages occurred.
So what's your thoughts? I think we already talked about this. We explained that it is exploiting. And
something that we didn't talk about was, do y'all think this is any different than, what's his name? Big Baller Brand? What's his name?
You talk about LeVar Ball.
LeVar Ball.
It is different.
Is this any different?
I will say this is different because, for one, we're not talking about like a 8, 9, 10-year-old. You know what I'm saying? They were like teenagers, so they're a lot more mature. And I mean, hey, like you might not like his ways, the way he goes about it, because like he kind of brings more attention upon himself rather than his children. But in a way, that's also a good thing because they're scrutinizing him more than he's like a lightning rod for attention, right? He's very polarizing. But I mean, I think by all accounts, I mean he's been a good father. He's been there. He brought his kids up. They wanted to play basketball. He put a basketball in their hand, and they all made it to the NBA. So I kind of disagree taking your kid out of school, just to go to Australia at 17 to play ball. But at the same time, Europeans do it. They're 16 and professional. So why can't Americans do it? But I don't personally agree with that, but I understand the method to his madness.
And then again, it ended up, like you said, it ended up working out for all his kids. They ended up going to y'all went to the NBA, and he ended up getting his brand off the ground. See, I think he focused on being polarizing himself versus putting his kids out there, making them look more than what they actually was. And then he also was peeping them game like, hey, look, you're gonna be big. When you big, like whatever women come your way, just take it for what it is. They always gonna want you for your money. They ain't gonna really love you for you, but
they hard-headed. They hard-headed.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he played more of a father role versus an exploiter role. But he also played a mutual where it benefited them, but it also benefited him in the long run. It benefited the family. But in this case, what we seeing, like they got between the baby Gronk and his dad. Like you said, he playing one sport that can lead to more injury, mental instability. That's another stat I had pulled up as well. People that play sports end up having higher signs of depression, anxiety, and mental disorders as far as that. And then your likely chance of having an injury is like 85, 87%. As far as like a physical injury, not like heart problems or something like that. But
yeah, I don't know, bro. That's the thing. I think the benefits of playing sports far outweigh the cons.
Yep. Yep, I agree with you. Because like you said, the benefits. What I saw, the benefits were you become more productive. You end up being more successful. End up making a little bit more money than somebody that wouldn't. But my biggest thing here is how important is parental involvement when a child is playing sports?
I mean, it's pivotal. I mean, if you don't have, I mean, for one, no, there are people that are predators when it comes to sports. Whether you're talking about sexually, whether people trying to exploit children. Look at Bishop Sycamore. It's a fake ass school with 21, 22 year olds trying to play high schoolers again. You got people that, and that's the thing. Yeah, they might be in their 20s, right? But it's still like, they're still athletes, they're still amateurs, and they're still, they're just trying to make it, and they were given a chance by this guy, and they just took it. So I can't blame them for that. But yeah, I mean, from you gotta still keep your child grounded. They can't get caught up in just because I mean, some coaches, they might mean well, but they're not that child's parent. So
Right.
like for instance, like I was looking up Derrick Henry's carries, how many times he carried the ball in high school. I'm looking at his numbers like, ain't no way in fucking hell that'd be my kid. That's child abuse. Like literally every fucking play you're handing the ball off to him. Like, nah, like it gets to a point to where, hey, like I'm the guy to pull my kid out for the betterment of him because you're gonna, run him into the ground by 19, 20 years old. I couldn't sit by and let a coach do that to my kid.
Looks like OJ disagree. You on mute?
I don't think he's muted.
He ain't talking.
We can't
like a
hear
mom.
him, but I don't think he's
He
muted.
like a mom right now. We can't hear you.
At first it was an echo. Now we can't hear you, bro. What is going on over there?
Somebody send me a private chat. What you say? Oh, echo.
It wasn't echo. I mean, there's no echo anymore.
But yeah, parental involvement while OJ fixes his mic, if he can fix it. Hopefully he can fix it. But parental involvement, like I said, is very important. I say it's important because when it comes to a coach's involvement, in a sense, is grooming your child. Not in a bad way. Hopefully not in a bad way. But they're grooming your child to be a leader or at least disciplined, right? So you have to be a part of that because you don't want your kid learning the wrong things. You don't want your kid, oh my God, today is not my day. You don't want your kid learning something that you don't want them to learn, right? So that's also why it's important for you to be involved as far as the sports, as education, or anything that your child may be involved in.
Yeah, it's not
it
just
may not align with you. It may not align with what you align with. So that's why you pick a different team, pick a different coach. And sometimes these coach may not even be trained in that sport. They just volunteered. It's hard to find high school coaches. It's hard to find pee-wee coaches. It's somebody off the street that may even have a felony that's teaching your child. So it's important that you be there to understand who your kid is around. Make sure, like you said, they're not driving them into the ground.
Well, I wouldn't say a felony would preclude somebody from being able to be a coach.
But it depends on what type of felony it is.
I mean, yeah, I'm saying it depends on the felony. True.
Yeah. OJ, you figured it out?
He probably needs to go out and come back in.
Yeah, you may have to go back and come back in. And while you do that, we're gonna go over this last little bit. OJ gonna drop out. So the last little bit is gonna be over abuse involved in youth sports. So as we just alluded to, this is why it's important for parents to be involved in what their child is involved in. It's not just like you come there, you drop them off, and then you go about your day and then come back and pick them up. So as it says right here, 12.5% to 15.8% of children will experience contact abuse or abuse involving physical contact before they turn 18. One if 5 girls and one in 13 boys will experience childhood S abuse. Tragically, this childhood abuse is often traumatizing and generates lasting painful effects for victims. So that's why it's important for you to be around your children when they're out here, out and about. 1 in 5, 1 in 13. That's a pretty high number in my opinion. Just in the sense that they're they're teenagers or maybe even preteens, and they're around adults that shouldn't be doing that. And like I said, it's not even that's the S abuse that they was talking about. It's abuse in general. It can be. I saw a video. I shared it with y'all where a coach was mad at a football player and he punched him in the stomach.
You know how many times this shit happened
But
to me
he ain't supposed to do it though.
Like I'm kind of like, like I get it. I get why the parents are mad, and I kind of get where the coach is coming from.
Bro, so
You know,
you telling me
he might have fucked up so many times.
Bro,
The same shit.
So you telling me
he was just fed up.
he bet he was. But you telling me if you was in those stands, actually no, if you weren't in the stands, because this will happen when you weren't there, because it's part of parental involvement. Let's say you weren't there, but you saw that video come out. You gonna laugh or you gonna be mad if that's your kid?
I mean, no, we're wrong. Like I see both sides of it. I can see me being upset at them for doing that, but at the same time, like it was. I don't know, man. Like that's the thing. I'm on a fence because I mean, I guess it's kind of like that, kind of like tough love kind of thing. But I mean, it goes. I mean, there's limits to it. Don't get me wrong. But let's say instead of hitting, if you hit him in the shoulder pads, how would you have felt about it?
I wouldn't have felt that bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's not the fact that he got hit; is where he hit him at.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I think he kind of got into it and just, and I don't know. I guess I would have to sit down with the coach and try to like figure out, hey, what's really going on here? Because that's the thing. Is this a one-time thing or this is a pattern? Is it a trend?
Yeah.
So I think it's more like I can't just have one data point and make a rash decision on somebody being able to coach or not. But the thing is, I understand why he got fired because of the optics.
I don't know if he got fired.
You kind of like hit a kid in the stomach. It's like that's a child. That's somebody's child. It's not your child. And it's on camera. And it's posted. So
but I don't know if he got fired. But I think that also adds to the culture of your coaches were violent with you. They may be verbally abusive with you. They like, what are you doing out there, man? You playing like trash. You playing like ass. What the fuck, man?
No, like that's the thing. But that's the thing. That's the way I was coached. That's the way I was coached when I was younger.
You all was.
Coach was pulling my face mask, rather violently and telling me, like what the fuck I'm doing and blah 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 blah. It's like I don't know. I think you to some degree, I think we do kind of need that kind of. Sometimes, like not everybody's gonna respond to a hug. Some people need to get punched in the stomach. Like,
so how do you determine
things to get the same result? You know what I'm saying?
What person needs to be punched in the stomach?
I don't know. I'm not saying literally punched in the stomach. I'm using more of the fact that hey, if somebody is, I guess, affronted physically. Hey, you grab by the shoulder pad, grab by their collar, and told them what they done wrong, then they correct themselves. Some people you need to take and hug and tell them how good they are, and kind of like hold their hand and they'll do better. Like it's different strokes for different folks. Not everybody is motivated the same way. Now I'm not saying that punching the child in the stomach should be used as a motivational tool. However, the sentiment of somebody doing that, I can understand you being used as a motivational tool.
I think it should be like a last resort. It's like punishing your child. First, you start off with the simple, all right, you need to
I
stop.
promise you, that's not the first time he's been admonished. Like that's not how you react to the first time somebody does something.
Let me finish. I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's why you got it's levels to this. It's levels to it. Like first you start off like, hey, look, man, like this is what's happening. This is what you need to do. If you don't do it, this is what's gonna happen. Right? That's the steps. You let them know what's going on. You tell them how they gotta fix it, and if they don't fix it, what's gonna be the repercussion for it? Right? Now, if they don't fix it, now you're kind of looking at you like strike one. Hey, man, I told you, you're not doing it right. You keep doing it. I already told you what's gonna happen. Right? They keep doing it. Clearly, not at this point, it's a sign of disrespect, or they just ain't grasping the concept. So you switch gears. You don't go straight to the punch in the stomach. You switch gears. You try to figure out a different way to do it. Like, all right, so look, telling them didn't work. Now let me try to put somebody in. Let's sub them out. Let's show them an example. Let me leave. Actually, let me go be the example. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna show them what needs to be done. You get in there, like, hey, look, this is how it needs to be done. You do it step by step. Try it like that. They try it, and if they get it, then you good. If they don't get it, what you gonna do then? Either you gotta replace them. You can't replace your kid. You can't place them in the middle of the game. I think punching somebody in the stomach is out of frustration.
Yeah, I get it. That's what I'm saying. It was like
it's like he didn't have any other way to go about it. Because I think even like me talking soft to somebody, once I raise my voice, they understand like, oh, he's actually upset, and they get disappointed from that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you punching somebody, they looking at you a whole different light versus you yelling at them.
I completely understand, like, and I get the optics, but what I'm saying is, I guess because like I was coached up in the old school, like that kind of shit happened to me, and then we had coaches run if we weren't doing right, fuck it, we're just gonna run the whole practice.
Bro, I agree. I was the same way when I was playing little league football. So one person mess up, it's like the same thing in the military. One person mess up, we all run the four corners.
Yeah.
We all running suicide drill. We weren't all running suicide drills. We all doing bear crawls in the sand. It was the same thing. That hurt, but at least you did it as a team versus one individual being singled out, being punched in the stomach. I just think it's probably different ways to go about it. A punch in the stomach is an extreme scenario.
No, I completely agree. I'm not saying he's right in doing that, but I again, had he done it like in the shoulder pads, higher up or something, that would have been that probably would have been kosher. Like I don't think that would have been a big deal, but
or even grab the face mask. Like grab the face mask is pretty standard. Like you were saying.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can seriously injure somebody grabbing their face mask, though. That's the thing.
I mean,
I'd rather somebody punch me in my stomach than grab my face mask, like like I used to get grabbed. So,
see, when you grab somebody's face mask, I immediately get mad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get mad, and the thing is, for one, there's a reason, it's a penalty in the actual game because it's very dangerous when you grab somebody's face mask and turn their neck, one way.
But
very quickly.
Okay, grabbing a face mask in a coach's perspective though is literally like this. You're not doing
no. I had my shit snatched from looking this way before the year. And then he how fucked up I am.
No, we would have both been punched in the stomach at that point.
It's not again like I said I don't particularly like people grabbing my face mask. I'd rather somebody hit me than grab my face mask.
You got that.
That's just me personally. But at the end of the day, like I said, it wasn't punching an adult punching a child in the stomach over a game is not, it's not acceptable. However, it's like I can understand, I can relate, but it doesn't make it right.
Right. I agree. So,
and I would say proponents of people that be proponents of that kind of coaching, that it's more like a tough love kind of thing. Because, I promise you, the coach did not do it because he did not like the child or had, ill will toward him.
I agree.
You know.
I
So.
agree, but it's at the end of the day, now it's on video.
Hey, I get that too.
Man. But anyhow, that's pretty much the show, man.
Now that was 2-man show. Then there was 2.
Yeah, we went down from Mel couldn't be here, OJ having technical errors, technical difficulties. I guess I should say. And now we're down to us, man. And we got 3 people watching.
Last of the Mohicans. Yeah.
Last of the Mohicans, man.
Our 3 fans.
Yeah, thank y'all for the 3 people watching. Appreciate y'all.
Stay true to stay the course. Thank y'all.
This is the It Gets Deep podcast. We talked about sports culture with youth. But if you want to keep going, Darnell, we can talk about NCAA. We can talk about Jim Harbaugh, Arizona State University.
Oh, we can go into that. That's fine. Yeah, we can do that. All right.
I don't know too much about it, so I'll let you straight up go ahead.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't know too much about it either. I knew like the Arizona State coach. This was from Herm Edwards was coaching. These violations were occurring.
Yeah, from like 2019 or something.
Again, it's like my thing is like how is there too many coaches at a practice?
That's why I had to look up the rule. I
don't get that. How is there too many coaches? They're only allowed, the more coaches there, the better. Like
they're only allowed 11.
I would think. You know, like I hate like too many coaches. I remember we were practicing in the spring at Louisiana Monroe, and the coaches was using a towel. I'm like, why the fuck is a coach using a towel? And apparently, during the I guess in the off season, there's only so much practices with a football you can have. So that's why they were using a towel. I'm like, that shit is like NCAA is just it's a racket. The NCAA just needs to be abolished, man. The NCAA is trash. Bro, they don't want players getting paid. You know, they're making all these billions of dollars, but they don't want them to have it. You know, like that, I don't know, they're just capitalism gone wrong. When people speak of capitalism, they're talking about the NCAA.
Yeah. See, I had to look up. I was trying to find a reason as to why you can't have so many coaches, and the only thing I could come up with was equality within smaller schools that who don't have as much money as the bigger schools, to make it more fair. Because if you got all of this money to spend and this school don't, then you got 30 coaches to give you an edge over this team here, then that would be unfair. That's the only thing I can come up with. But I was like, what's fair in sports? I mean, if somebody already is bigger than me, runs faster than me, are you going to tell them to slow down? Make them slow down when I'm running after them so they can't score?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If they got the resources, let them use it.
Yeah,
I just didn't understand it.
If you got 50 coaches, they got 50 coaches. Like,
as long as they paying them or they got volunteers or something, it's going towards experience. Why can't they? It didn't make sense to me. And that was the reason Jim Harbaugh couldn't or got suspended or suspended himself, I guess. You know, Michigan, my team too. I know you're an LSU fan or whatever.
I'm not actually. I'm not an LSU.
What?
I'm not an LSU fan, bro. Living in Louisiana, bro, like I don't know. I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with that, bro. All the LSU this, LSU that, and yeah, I just couldn't deal with them, man. And it's funny because like when they lost the championship to Alabama, right? They beat Alabama in the regular season, but they lost them in the championship game. You have people crying like, "Oh my God, we beat them in the regular season, so we should have been playing them again." Blah 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 blah. But look, LSU and Alabama were the best 2 teams in the nation, and they played in the championship game, and y'all lost. Like y'all lost.
So who's your team?
Like y'all lost the game. I'm sorry. Like that's how that works. That's how championships work.
So who's your team?
Huh?
Who is your team?
I don't really have a college team. If I had a college team, it's Louisiana Monroe. Because that's my one. That's my
your alma mater.
Yeah, that's my alma mater. So Louisiana Monroe.
Okay.
and maybe to a lesser extent, Oklahoma Sooners, because I started my master's at the University of Oklahoma. So I guess kind of like, okay, I got a little tired of OU, but I'm not. If somebody sits there telling me, "Oh, Sooners suck," I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna get butthurt about it.
Nah. So if you're just joining, thank y'all for joining. We at the end of it's the after hour spot for the show. We talked about sport culture, some stuff we experienced a little bit. Go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure y'all like the video. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. It's free. Please and thank you. Share. And we're about to be out of here. Yeah. So thank y'all for joining. This is the IFGD podcast. I'm Cam. That's Darnell. Or that way. Darnell. We had OJ up here. He had technical difficulties and Mel couldn't be here. So thank y'all for joining us. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. See you in 2 weeks.